Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you guys here. For those of you who are first-time viewers, my name is Keandra and I'm so happy to have you here today. If you have seen my last video I uploaded, I talked about starting this amazing book, The 4 Agreements. Here's a close-up by Don Miguel Ruiz, and I had just started the book and I was already halfway through and absolutely obsessed, absolutely amazed by the wisdom in this book. I am all about personal growth and personal development, so I'm always looking for tools and resources and ways that I can implement that into my own life to become the best version of myself. And so starting this channel, part of my purpose behind it was to share the wisdom that I have integrated in my life already, things that I am currently doing, especially as a new mom. I have an 8-month-old daughter and she is my everything, and so I'm super inspired about elevating myself even more so I can be the best mom to her. I'm also a wife, a sister, a daughter, a woman, all the things. I'm a human being first, and so it's important for me to just expand my knowledge. For those who don't know, I am a Harvard grad. My wonderful diplomas back here. I got my master's degree in journalism in 2021. And so if that tells you anything about me, like, I am a researcher, a learner by heart, by nature. So this is just my happy place. And so I'm so excited to talk to you today about everything I've gained from this wonderful book, The 4 Agreements. So just a quick recap. The 4 agreements spoken in this book are: be impeccable with your word, number 1. Number 2, I might have to look back and see. Don't take anything personally. I want to make sure I get it in order. So handy dandy. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. And lastly, always do your best. And so, okay, when I was first talking about this book, I was like, okay, this makes it so easy to understand. It's so simple. This book is 140 pages. Super easy read. Nothing that's too overwhelming or too out of this world to understand. It breaks down biblical truth, wisdom, like I'm talking about ancient wisdom, in the most simplified way. And it's very practical, which I'm all about. If it's something that you're trying to tell someone to change their life, for me, it has to be practical wisdom. Like, tell me how to best apply this to my life in a way that I get it in this moment. Because, you know, hey, life is lifing all the time, right? You know, we have school, we have work, we have family, we have all the things. And so, you know, break it down to me in bite-sized pieces. Give me the light bites version. I'm all about it. And that's what this book did. So I kind of just want to talk through what the 4 agreements meant to me and like what I learned from it, and hopefully like entice you more to pick this book up, because guys, it is just that good and I'm obsessed. Okay, so be impeccable with your word. This is basically say what you mean and mean what you say. And like, I know that's such a cliche saying, but like honestly, like it's I feel like it's easy to get like caught up in trying to people please, trying to make sure that you're saying the right thing. But then with some, like that doesn't always translate well within your own life, because, you know, it may not be as simple to say, yes, I'm going to take on that project, knowing that you have so much on your plate already. So, I mean, that's just an example, but in being impeccable with your word, you're basically setting the standard for how you're going to communicate, not just with others, but with yourself. You're being honest, right? You're saying, okay, this is my load of like my work, what I have to do to take care of myself, pets, family, whatever you have going on. And so you're setting a standard for yourself to say, okay, this is my limit, and I trust that that's my limit. And I am going to set this limit and I'm okay with it. I'm not going to feel guilty anymore about saying no. I'm not going to feel guilty about saying yes either. You know, when it comes to being, you know, really truthful about what we want for ourselves and our lives, we do get caught up with again, people pleasing or fear of judgment or anything that makes us stop ourselves from following our dreams, for example. So if you're being impeccable with your word, you're being disciplined in a lot of ways. And then with this, it actually says, speak with integrity, say only what you mean, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. And I just 100% agree with that. So I used to suffer greatly with anxiety and depression. It was crippling for me for a while, especially in my early 20s. When I was in college, undergrad, I suffered panic attacks my senior year of college, and I didn't even know what it was. And at the time, and I would always speak so negatively to myself. Oh my God, you're so stupid. You should know this. You should be, you should have figured this out already. I was so harsh to myself and on myself. And that weighed heavier and heavier on me without me realizing at the time that I was speaking negative to myself and judging myself and being critical of myself was causing more stress and more anxiety and more depression. And so once I started to figure this out, I would say around the age of 24, 25, I was engaged and getting married to my husband. I'm 29 now. I'm turning 30 this year. For those, just so you have like a timeline, like of, why this is relevant. At this time, I'm in my like mid 20s, and I swear, like, I just started praying, like, God, help me through this. Like, I started therapy, but I was so deeply intentional about, like, I really want to heal. I really want to get out of this mindset, because this anxiety and this depression, I just can't do this anymore. I need help. And I just started to write nice things about myself. It's like, instead of all the things that I thought were horrible about me, you don't work hard enough, you don't try hard enough, you should know this, which was completely false. Especially when I look back and see what I was doing at the time. I was very much overachiever, but I was critical, so it didn't matter how much I achieved. I thought I should be doing more. And I know so many of us can relate to that, especially in this very fast-paced society that we live in. So I just got on my notes app. I have an iPhone. Got on my notes app, and I just started writing, like, I am smart. Like, I started so basic, like, I'm smart, I am kind, I am beautiful, I am loving, and that gradually became more and more robust as I started to think through, all the wonderful attributes that I saw in others that I couldn't see in myself at the time. I started to apply to myself as well, recognizing when I'm kind, recognizing when I'm generous and giving and a good friend, all the things. And so back to the first agreement, being impeccable with your word, what you speak on yourself, what you speak on others, it's like, it's the truth. You want to speak life. So if you're constantly talking down on yourself, or you're constantly talking down on others, that's just manifesting negativity in your life, and it's weighing, it weighs heavy on you. And so I could speak to this truthfully and fully, that once I started speaking positive about myself, it's like anytime I started speaking positive, the negative just melted away. And it doesn't mean that I don't, still hold myself to the standards I hold myself to. I just have much more grace for myself now, because I recognize, like, I'm human, I'm flawed, I can't do everything perfectly. I'm not meant to. I'm meant to evolve and learn and grow, and that's beautiful and that's wonderful. So this first agreement is very, 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 very powerful. Very powerful. If you don't take anything else from this book, take the first agreement of being impeccable with your word, because I promise you, even if you just write it down and read it, I started writing love letters to myself. Like, I was like talking to myself like I was my best friend. Like, think about how you hype up your best friend and you tell your best friend, no girl, you're the best, or no guy, like, you're my bro. Like, you respect your best friend. You want them to feel good about themselves. That's how you should feel about yourself. You should want yourself to be, positive about yourself and be forgiving and loving. And the more that you are that with yourself, the more that you can be that with others. At least that's what I have found. So wonderful. Okay. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. And this is something I'm still working on to this day. And, you know, all these agreements, like, it's life lessons. So, like, we're not meant to, you know, have it all together. But to not take things personally really is, it is so rewarding when you just learn to let things, like, roll off of your back. And not in a way that, like, you just allow, you know, abuse or mistreatment. It's nothing about that. You have to have self-respect, okay, first and foremost. But when it comes to not taking things personally, it's actually being empathetic in a lot of ways. You're understanding that someone might be treating you, you know, poorly or, you know, harshly because of what they are experiencing in their own lives or have experienced and haven't healed from. And so you just learn to forgive them and to love them. Again, from a distance, guys, self-respect, please, self-love. Do not stay in any type of abusive, wrong situations, whether it is a relationship, a job. Like, that is not, I'm not by any means excusing that or condoning that. What I'm saying is that for yourself to let go of any mistreatment or harm, or just, it could be more simplified too. Let's say that, you know, you didn't get a job. I know for me, this was something I used to deal with when I would apply for jobs and I didn't hear back, or I would do, for me, it was like going on endless interviews and getting all the way to the end to find out that I didn't get the job. And that would, oh my God, I would take that so personally. I would feel so upset. Like, I tried so hard, yada, yada, yada. And I would try to think of every reason in the world why I didn't get the job. Is it because I'm a woman? Is it because I'm Black? Is it because I'm young? You know, all the things that honestly were just, you know, insecurities and worries and doubts that I had about myself, because, you know, I was looking at the world in the way that these companies only hire people who look a certain way or act a certain way, which could be true. But learning to not take it personally meant that I don't need to look at that action as a reflection of what I lack, or like, it's me, it's all my fault, or I should be this to get this, or, you know, they did this to me because it's me. It's their choice. It's their free will. It's their, you know, I didn't align with it. What's meant for me is meant for me. And which is always true. I ended up getting the jobs that I actually really wanted anyway, the jobs that were really meant for me, or the relationships or the friendships or whatever it is, the college applications. If you guys are applying for colleges and you didn't get into one, you end up going to the school that was like perfectly aligned for you. And so that is the point of this. And in the book, it says, nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. And there we go. When it comes to being a victim of needless suffering, that just means that you're in your head and your mind constantly overthinking why. And so to not take it personally means to release it, let it go, and to move forward so you can get closer to your dream and your reality that you actually are, you know, manifesting and working towards. So agreement number 3 is don't make assumptions. And this one kind of, you know, goes hands in hand with not taking things personally. Don't assume that you know why someone said or did what they did, or why things are happening in your life. Always seek clarity if you can, you know, reach out if it matters to you, if it's important to know, try to gain clarity. Doesn't mean you'll always receive it right away, you know, but that's okay. Just don't assume the negative. And if you do assume, because we're human, we assume, unless you're a robot watching this. I'm kidding. But if you do assume, try to assume positively. You know, try to think, you know, the good in a situation. I know that that's helped me a lot in life, just to try to assume the best. and thinking if a situation didn't work out that, okay, well, that means that better is coming for me. Better is on its way, that this was a learning lesson, or, just try to think positively. And in the book, it says, find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. 100% agree with that. Lastly is always do your best. And honestly, like, what a better way, like, what's a better way to round out these agreements of life? As long as you're trying, like, how could you, judge yourself? If you're trying, if you're striving to do your best, that's all you can ask for. Like, think about a child, right? And if you're a mom watching, or a dad, or an aunt even, or you have younger siblings, whatever, the pride you feel when you see your child just striving to do their best. Like, that's all you can ask for. And I feel like we're so, at least for me, critical of ourselves. Like, oh, why I should have known better. I don't know. Today is different than yesterday. Today I might not have the same amount of energy. I'm actually currently overcoming like some kind of sinus infection, so my nose is still stuffy. I still have a little bit of a cough, and my energy is still trying to make its way back to 100%. So this is my best today, and I'm proud of it. I'm grateful for it. It doesn't have to look like my best on a day where it's sunny outside, 80-degree weather with a nice breeze, and I'm just feeling myself and looking good, and all the things. Like, that best is gonna look different than my best right now. But the purpose and the point is to at least strive and try. And for some of us, it's just getting out of bed. And that's wonderful too. Like, if you've been in bed for like 2 days and your goal for the third day is to get out of bed, and you did that, high five to you. Kudos to you. Because, it's life. Life be like that. And if we are constantly, putting ourselves down or thinking the worst, and, criticizing ourselves, oh, I should have tried harder, like, then we're not acknowledging the times that we have tried. And the more that we acknowledge the times that we try, and, when we are striving, the more we realize we're going to be doing that anyway, because it's just having that pride in ourselves. And so in the book, it says, your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Exactly what I was just saying. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Bless. So, again, I love this book. I love this book so much. I am such a fan, and literally will be screaming it from the hilltops, the rooftops, like, please, guys. And I actually have a special surprise for those of you who comment. If you comment under this video and say what agreement stood out to you, I'm going to be choosing a winner. I'm going to send this book as a gift to one of you guys who comments below. I'm going to be picking someone in a week, so please let me know today. Oh, if you're watching this today is Monday, February 24th. I have to double check my calendar, because like I was going to say the 24th, but I'm like, these days be dazing. So please comment. Let me know which agreement stood out to you from what I discussed in this video, and I will be choosing a winner to send this wonderful book to. So super excited. If you guys have any other like cool wisdom books for me to check out, let me know. Like I said in my previous video, I might just make this a book series, because there's so much out there, knowledge to share, and I'm excited to do that. So if you want to be on this road with me and are super excited, please subscribe to this channel, hit the bell for notifications so you know when I'm posting my next video. And I'm just so excited to get to know you guys and to grow with you and share all this wisdom and knowledge. And I'm just so excited. Well, thank you guys for watching. I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.